In this lesson, we're going to learn how to read email using Python. So let's get started by first of all sending an email message. So I'm going to use my Outlook account to send a message to my Gmail account. We'll call this test, and we'll say message from mmcmillan at pulaskitech.edu to be read with Python. And we'll send it on. Let's go back to our Python prompt. And now we're going to write the program to read that email. So we're going to call it readmail.py. Okay, so the first thing we do is import the library that we need, which is called IMAP.lib. IMAP is a internet standard for reading email. We'll use the library to set up a mail server object, and we'll pass in the name of the email server, imap.gmail.com, and the port that we're going to be reading email from, which is 993. Then we'll set up our username and password. Then we're ready to log in. So we log into the mail server with our username and our password. The next step then is to read the correct mail. So what we're going to do is we're going to connect to the mail server. After we've connected to the mail server, we're ready to select the email we want to read, which is the email that's in our inbox. So we'll run the select method with inbox as the argument. The number of emails will go into this variable. If we want to check the status, we can find the status in this variable, but we're going to ignore the status. Then when we've selected the mailbox that we want, we'll be retrieving our email by using the fetch method and having it fetch a particular item, the only item that should be in the mailbox, in the inbox anyway, which is stored in count sub 0. And then we also pass in this constant, telling it that we want the body of the email message to be displayed. So that's what this method does. Then we're ready to print out what's stored in the object data, and it's a two-dimensional array, so we're going to pick the first row, which is row 0, and the second column, which has the message itself in it. Then when we're finished, we close the mail server and we log out. Save the file. Let's go back to our prompt. Now let's run the program. So we'll type Python. And we have an error. So we'll just fix the error. Those things happen. The correct command is login, not log. Save the file. Come back to our prompt. Let's clear the screen. Run it again. And there's our message. A message from mmcmillan at pulaskitech.edu to be read with Python. So to review, reading email is very simple. Simply set up a connection to the Gmail mail server. Log in with your username and password. Select mail from the inbox. Fetch out the message that you want, in this case the only one we have, which is 0. We could loop over a variable on count and then display the message itself, then close the server and log out, and that's all there is to it. So now we've seen how to send mail and read mail, and the last internet service we're going to look at before we move into the World Wide Web is reading news groups using Python, and we'll discuss that in the next lesson.